Hello friends, in this video we are going to study about joints. Bones are rigid. They cannot bend except where two bones are joined together. The places where two or more bones meet are called joints. Joints allow body movements like bending and rotation of limbs, bending of back, and sideways movement of neck. At joints, the bones are held together by the band of flexible connective tissue. These bands are called ligaments. They keep the bones in position. The ends of bones are covered with soft cartilage. It acts as a cushion between the bones, reduces friction between the bones, and absorbs the shock. The cartilage pads are present between the vertebra and at the ends of long bones. The muscles are attached to the ends of bones by the bands of tough fibrous connective tissue called tendons. Now we will see the types of joints. Based on the movement they carry, the joints are of three types. First one is immovable joints or fixed joints. The joints found between the skull bones are immovable or fixed joints. The bones of an immovable joint together form a single protective covering. Second one is the partially movable joints. These joints allow partial movement of bones. For example, joint between two vertebrae and the joints between ribs and breastbone. The third one is the freely movable joints. At freely movable joints, one bone moves freely on the other bone. Such joints are found in shoulder, hip, knee, elbow, ankle, and wrist. Freely movable joints are of five types. The first one is the ball and socket joint. In a ball and socket joint, the end of one bone is rounded as a ball. It fits into the socket of other bone. As you can see, the bone with the ball at its end moves and the bone with socket is fixed. The bone with ball-like head is freely movable in all directions. For example, the shoulder joint between the head of upper arm bone, that is humerus, and shoulder bone, and hip joint between thigh bone, that is femur, and hip bone are ball and socket joints. The second one is the hinge joint. This joint allows movement of one bone in one direction and only up to 180 degree. The movement of bone on hinge joint is similar to that of a hinge door. For example, elbow joint between upper arm and forearm, and knee joint between thigh bone and lower leg are hinge joints. The third one is the pivot joint. In a pivot joint, one bone can rotate on the rounded or conical surface of the other bone in many planes, that is up and down and side to side, as you can see in the GIF. Now the example of pivot joints are the joint between skull and first vertebra and between first and second vertebra of backbone. The fourth one is the gliding joint. In a gliding joint, the two bones can slide upon each other. These joints allow sideways as well as forward and backward movement. Now the examples of gliding joint are joints between the bones of wrist and between the bones of ankle. Saddle joint, the fifth and the last part of freely movable joints. It is an imperfect ball and socket joint in which one bone is movable on the other fixed bone in many directions. For example, thumb joints. Movement of bones. Bones cannot move by themselves. The muscles attached to the bones make them move at joints. The bones act as lever and joints as fulcrum. Contraction and relaxation of muscles make the bone move up and down. Muscles work in pair by contraction and relaxation. When one muscle of the pair contracts, the other one relaxes. The bones provide leverage for rapid contraction and relaxation of muscles. It means bones and muscles work together. For example, the up and down movement of our arm are controlled by two groups of muscles, namely biceps and triceps. The upward movement of arm is controlled by biceps and the downward movement of arms is controlled by triceps, as you can see in the figure. When we raise our arm, the biceps contract. They become shorter and fatter and pull the arm up. When we lower our arm, the triceps contract and the biceps relax. It means triceps become shorter and broader and pull the arm down.